Hello, I'm Vaughan Jones with a summary of the BBC World News. Within the next hour, Turkey's President Erdogan is expected to reveal more details of the killing of the Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The case has led to a huge row between Turkey and Saudi Arabia. Mr Khashoggi was last seen entering the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, and the Turkish authorities say they have recordings which prove he was murdered there. Our correspondent in Istanbul, Mark Lowen, told me more about what President Erdogan is expected to say.
Well, he's been clear, Lewis, that he will reveal what he calls the naked truth, and that the government says that this was a monstrously, savagely planned killing, and that they cannot allow attempts to whitewash it. So I think that what we're expecting is more incriminating evidence to challenge the Saudi narrative, which has, I have to say, completely shifted over the last couple of weeks, from flat denial to then claiming that Jamal Khashoggi was killed in a fist fight or a chokehold, and now the Saudi foreign minister saying he was murdered by unauthorized rogue agents. There is a lot of frustration in Ankara that Saudi Arabia has denied, prevaricated, changed its story. But also, I think, Lewis, what is feeding into this is regional power play. The fact that President Erdogan now can go after the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, a regional rival who has presented a front against the Islamists of the Middle East, including Mr. Erdogan's party. And Turkey really wants, I think, the Crown Prince sidelined or demoted over this. And so his message today, President Erdogan's message today, is going to be focused, first of all, at the Crown Prince, but second of all, at Donald Trump, who is, of course, the Crown Prince's staunch ally in the White House.
Well, we'll have full coverage of President Erdogan's speech starting in just a few minutes from now, just after 8:30 GMT here on BBC World News. Well, let's get some of the day's other news now. Mexico has issued an alert for parts of its Pacific coast as it prepares for Hurricane Willa, now at the highest category of 5. Willa is due to make landfall in Mexico later on Tuesday, and experts are warning this storm is potentially catastrophic and life-threatening. It's expected to bring torrential rains, major flooding and landslides. The British Prime Minister will brief her cabinet on the progress of the Brexit negotiations this morning, after telling MPs yesterday that she could accept a short extension to the transition period after the UK leaves the EU. It comes after a series of vitriolic briefings against Theresa May by members of her own ruling Conservative Party. And scientists say that for the first time they can prove humans are ingesting microscopic particles of plastic from their food. Researchers from the Medical University of Vienna found tiny particles of up to 9 different types of plastic in stool samples. Well, coming up, talking movies. Stay with BBC World News.